Hello to all traders, those who follow Elliott waves, those who don't, those who are new, those who are not, those who have been following for a while, those who don't, those who like my analysis and those who don't. So all of you guys, welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos. Today we're gonna have a quick look at 3 different assets, and I'm sure you're excited as I am because this is if we take it on a weekly basis, the 3rd time I appeared within the week. So it's good news, no? Either way, we see a current decline. Supposedly all markets are falling, not because it's Black Friday, but because we had a new COVID variant, right? Regardless, we're not going to go into the macros or the fundamentals and all the stuff or find the reasons. We'll look at the charts, and at the charts we were expecting another decline because we were and still are progressively bearish, okay? And that is it doesn't look like it's going to change soon, at least on BTC. It is request day, so the Quora and Cycle team has voted for sand, and we're going to have a quick look at sand right in the end. Before this, I'm gifting Luna analysis because Luna has had a decline, and I understand that a lot of the investors and traders really looking for some insights going forward. And we're going to start as always with BTC. Do not forget that all of this is educational, and also as a reminder, in case you do want frequent updates, several videos on a daily basis, BTC, Ethereum, altcoins, funding opportunities, minimizing risk, on-chain analysis, webinars. There is a lot of stuff, guys. Just send me a message on my YouTube about section. You're going to find my contact details there. Send me a message. We can sort out you joining my Telegram premium channel. I do have a deal currently, so it might be a good idea that you do this quickly. Without further ado, let's go to the charts. BTC, Luna, and Sand. Okay, I want to start with BTC long term. I'm not going to go and keep doing the same analysis all over, guys. The long term, go on previous videos and check. So I'm looking at a W, X, and Y, okay, and that Y might end, well, we will see where it ends, and we will even see if it's going to be a Y. Now, because we didn't have a valid breakout above the previous all-time high in April at 64.85, we did not get a valid breakout. There is no alt season, there is no continuation to the upside. Instead, we have moved lower and progressively as well, and we have broken the trend line that I highlighted in our last video, okay, which I did mention is important. And I did draw this channel, and I said we're going to bounce there perhaps, but then if we break outside this channel, things are going to get more ugly. Now, there is a very important level to take into account. We didn't get there yet, but it's likely to get there. This is the 53K. This is that top. So assuming this is an ABC over here, as I have in my other charts as well, that should be minor. And let me just pull that here quickly, just to ensure we don't use the marker tool for everything, just to make sure also that people understand what they're looking at and what this is and all that stuff. So we're looking, and this is, you can go back on my videos to understand why I'm supporting this mainly. We are at a very critical junction, okay? If we break this, it might be a break of a cluster, it might break together, okay? But the moment we even do a small test below 53K, then it means that there is appetite for bears to push prices lower. In case we do see that, we should be looking, well, if that's going to be B and C or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, we should be looking at 52.23 and 44.86. That is the next level down, 48.86, and that also makes sense because it's also a swing high over here, right? But I also was saying before in a small parenthesis, the moment we test that level again, the room to enter this zone, which is the zone from 53 down to 39.60, opens up. Okay, so it is a very critical moment. We are at a very critical moment. Maybe it's going to take a bit more for us to know what's going to happen, because we might see a bounce from here, because that to me looks like a 5-wave impulse to the downside. It can be either an A, B and C, or a 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so if we do see a bounce, there is very good chances we're going to move up towards the 56, 84, 59, and even all the way up to 60, 61K again. But I don't think we're going to get that deep in that correction, to be fair. Okay. Now you can see as well that these volumes are very, very, very big. And when you get that, or no, it's very unusual that this is a reversal candle. Okay, just to be clear here. But volumes have surprised us, or me as well, generally speaking, since the 29K. So we can expect anything in the crypto markets. Now, with that said, let's go quickly in the short term and show you what I've got. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, ended, or it might end lower. To me, to be fair, it looks like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'll be expecting one more leg to the downside. Okay, I don't know where it's going to go towards to, but maybe it's going to do that 53, because we missed it. It's going to do that 53 top. Yeah, 52.976 is also a Fibo extension. And it's going to start moving higher gradually, slowly for a potential correction. Now, alternatively, and if we have the alternative scenario as main, okay, which means this is 1 and 2, and this is again 1 and 2 rather than a 3 in here. I don't see a 3 in here. Then that would mean that perhaps that might be some expanded flat, and we're going to move all the way up. For this particular case, there is some limitations, obviously. The limitations that relate to the expansion of wave C. How expanding is that wave? Okay. And you can see the 262 takes us down to 46.49. So in case that is the case, we can even go down there. And if you think at it with the alternative in mind, we've just broken the 38.2 Fibonacci, which is at 54.70, right? And well, we might manage to get back above it, but this is big. Next level down is at 51.37, 34. So whatever you tell me, these levels, these differences, 51, 52, 53, these Fibonacci's are telling you where is the next level of support to take into account, okay? And of course, the swing highs and the swing lows. So I am personally expecting another leg down in the short term, yeah, after the correction completes in here, and then a 3-wave leg to the upside, and then continuation down for either C or 3. We're going to know if that C or 3 extends beyond, if we assume we need to know as well where. If we assume we're going to do a double 4, so if we assume that that's going to come up here and then start falling, 46.55 is going to be still an A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Once we break below that, the chances of that being a C are going to increase. So you can understand that wave 3 can end at 39 even. So it's crazy, right? I know. I'm not going to take more time on BTC. That's it for now. And let's jump on Luna. Luna did a trick, right? What did it do? It did an ending diagonal up here. You remember we were discussing last time between the leading diagonal and the ending diagonal, and I was actually more keen to see the leading diagonal. Well, I'm more keen to see the ending diagonal now, okay? And that's why I've got it as the main, because I see also volumes down here increasing, okay? And you know, that although it looks corrective, I think it has another leg down, okay? Because internally we have a three-wave structure. So I will be looking at perhaps something like this, and then one more down. Okay, if we do end down here, it will be around this area. It's not gonna go much, it's not gonna go below 35 probably, okay, if we stop correcting anytime soon. So that is going to be, again, increasing the probability of that being a leading diagonal, which we are going to change again and again and again and again, as many times as we have to, because when the markets move, we have to adapt, okay? And to me, it's nothing to do with who's right, who's wrong, or whatever. You know, this is for you. This is for you, mainly, not for me. I don't do this video for me. So let's look at where we are based on some channeling techniques. Unfortunately, no, it's very hard to use this, but I will do my best. Okay, so you can understand that there is so much room to move lower down, but there's also, I wouldn't say so much, there is also room to move up, but the room to the upside is much more limited for now, right? We have only done like a 15% correction over here, guys, from the previous low of 393, 382, okay? You can understand that this can have a very big impact in the prices, this potential correction. Now, when I tell you something, based on guidelines, when an ending diagonal ends, prices usually correct back to where the ending diagonal started. So that is down here at 23. Okay, so we are not there at a massive risk yet, but if we continue from here lower down, the risk is going to increase. For now, we do know that we have just drawn our channel, okay? What we want to see is we want to see prices breaking above this channel. If the prices are going to maintain decelerating within that channel, then obviously the chances of moving lower are going to increase, okay? And I will be looking again at the 79, 68, of course, as well first, right? You've got the 38, you've got the 50, 62, 79. The 50 is a very important level because the more it breaks, it tells you that we are just at the mean of this particular leg to the upside, okay? Is what keeps this moving up pretty much, okay? So it's very important to stay above 36.29. Now, I showed you this. It can either be one, and you got internally here something. It could even maybe finished even. Oops, I think I did that. 1 and 2, and you got 3. Yeah, matches, and you got 4 and you got 5. Perhaps, I'm just saying. So perhaps we're going to see now a correction, although we did see that, you know, we might see something like this and a continuation to the downside. This can be A, B, and C, or it can be also 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to get 4 and 5. Okay. Now, if this is going to be an ABC, most likely we're going to get down to around, well, the 36 would make a very nice level, but we can literally go down to 31. Once we break 31, things are going to get ugly because that will open the room down to 24, 25. Okay, but we're not there yet. Nothing to worry about. So far, this is what we're looking, and these are the numbers and the levels that we need to pay attention. On a different note, we can also just, you know, grab a trend line over here and connect these two previous lows, and just in case we do break below 50, we might find some support around here, around that level. Before that, of course, in the shorter term, a very good idea to also Well, actually, I think that's already done, but just in case, you know, this is also something important, okay? And this is also something important, okay, to take into account from here to here. Now, traditionally speaking, you'll also be able to notice that this thing is looking more likely, like looks more of a, like a sort of head and shoulders here, okay, let's be honest. So in case that is going to be the case, actually, let me just fix this, because it's better if we do that and go down to the left shoulder. Okay, we should, we might see something like this, even, okay, and then continue lower down. Or if we take a different approach, if we do see a leg down here first, then we would just have to turn our channel down here, okay, and we're gonna see something like this. Hold on. Okay, we could see something like that. So head and shoulders, traditionally speaking, might be on the spotlight too. That's for Luna. And let's quickly go on Sun, which we haven't had a look, and there is 2 counts here, of course, as well. But my main count is this, guys, and you do know that I'm a volumes guy, so I am mainly labeling my third waves when I see high volumes consistently, something like this, for example. That means to me that this is the third leg, and in here you got the third one as well. So one scenario in the main is that the fact that we just received a false break of a minor base channel up here, and we re-entered that territory. Of course, that's why I'm calling it the false. It means that there is very good chances that we might start correcting now to get the correction done in wave 4. Okay, the RSI supports that. Okay, and the MACD, though, it doesn't, because momentum is very high in this particular case, but strength is a little bit less affected by this particular move. So what I'm looking, you can even say, I'm looking for a potential correction down in wave 4. Now, the fact that we have done a false break above this level indicates that there is interest, yeah, to search new levels. That doesn't mean we're going to do it now, although it might be possible, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 already here. So I'm considering that we do have to go a little bit shorter in to understand the structure. But the main point is this: when this happens, there is more room for upside, which means it might be the perfect opportunity to see a correction done in wave 4 and then continue, okay, and break that in wave 5. And yes, wave 5 and wave 3 can be equally, I wouldn't say strong, but equally long, elongated, and both can be expanded as well, especially in cryptos. So what does this mean for us? Okay, because we also look at the logarithm, don't forget. It means that first of all, we need to identify whether the wave that we entered up, it makes some sort of sense in Fibonacci terms. Okay, we are overextended, guys. Okay, and the next level up potentially would even be 38. Okay, in the long term, 38. Now, is it possible that we get that there? Well, it's possible only if BTC bounces and keeps going up, right? And that will be an extended third, and then we're gonna get a very good 4, and very likely to stay outside that channel for the 5th wave. Okay, very likely to be the case. But for now, we'll have to go with what the market is showing us. The market is showing us a false break. The market is showing us the RSI shows divergence. So we'll have to assume, and that the likelihood of moving lower down, it's quite possible. 3.5 perhaps. I know it looks like a huge dip, but it's going to be very healthy. Not in terms of how much someone wins or loses, but it's healthy for the market. This is a very healthy, if you look at this structure from down here, it's a very healthy correction. Okay, now what else can happen? And the alternative would be, let me go a bit further out. The alternative would be that this is 1 and 2, this would be 3, this would be 4, and this would be my 5. which is making it worse, okay, to the downside. But I don't personally label fifth waves with such high volumes. The third is the highest in volumes, okay? So that would be the alternative for me, which means there is much more room to the downside to go even all the way down to, yeah, you don't want to know that. Okay, let's say a bounce at 91 or so, okay? So that would be the alternative, but looking a little bit closer now, just to identify whether we do have more room to the upside or not, okay? Let's look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we do have 5 legs, okay? 5 moves to the upside, fine, it's clear. But if we look at this structure over here, it doesn't really look like it's progressive. Theoretically speaking, or practically speaking, it can be, but it doesn't look like it is. I mean, someone who's looking at patterns all day long, trust me, that looks like more corrective rather than impulsive. Okay, what does this mean? It means that in the short term, okay, we could see another leg to the upside, and that actually is holding quite well, given the market environment currently. What this means is that we can get a shallow correction down to 610. And from there, shoot higher for one more time before we start moving lower down. What would this mean for this particular structure over here? And if we look also at the volumes, it would mean that this is my wave 1, this is my wave 2, this is my wave 3, this is my wave 4, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? We might even, if we do go below 610, we might even do an ending diagonal here, okay? But with this impulse up here, because it looks like an ABC as well, I think it's pretty hard. The likelihood of that happening is pretty hard. It's pretty low. Now, what I am looking as well, guys, is the fact that we do remain still outside this channel, okay? And as long as we remain outside this channel, we are biased to the upside, not to the downside. So 610 might not even come anytime soon, okay? We might just shoot higher and just keep moving up. And you're gonna say, well, wow, Bitcoin does that? Yes, wow, Bitcoin does that. 1165 is not far. Does anything else give us a cluster? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you see that? 11, 12, what's going on here? And then the 875, both are very good levels, okay? So as long as we are outside this channel, I will repeat, we remain biased to the upside. The acceleration channel is also helping here, okay? We have done a bounce right at the median line, okay? We've had an attempt to break outside, probably like very likely, not very likely, very evidently, very closely to one another, like it's like a clustered breakout or something. So for now, that is our barrier, okay? This is what we need to hold in case we start moving lower down. That level has to hold wherever it meets prices. And from the high, we prefer to see prices, well, missing lows and tagging the top until eventually we're going to start doing higher lows and break above it. Okay, we are very near in this. I mean, this is an apex. It's a channel crossover, but I think we're going to get either an upside or a downside leg fairly soon. Okay, so guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Honestly, I do. If you have questions, leave them on the comment section. And as always, don't forget, there's a lot of scams going on. The real contact of me are on my YouTube about section. Okay, take care, trade safe, and we'll speak again early next week.